It's Rachel and John. Welcome back to Late Night. We're at 5 Foster Plaza every Friday, except for a couple of weeks. But anyways, we're at 5 Foster Plaza. We welcome you to come. We usually have some snacks, some cocktails, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit here.
Oh, yeah. Pay no attention to the tray in the front that we cannot wait to dive into. In the meantime, as we said, we always want you to come here. But another thing that we do, other than come here every Friday, is point out Jags on a blog. Yes, we are term of endearment Jagoffs, but on our blog post, we feel like someone told us a while ago, you need to call out people who aren't doing the right things. Except this week.
That's
because it's all the do-gooder stuff. If you have followed the Jagoff podcast, then you know that near and dear to us is Zachary's Mission. And Zachary's Mission is something that is for people who have experienced overnight stays unexpectedly at the hospital. And so families who have fragile situations are compensated from Zachary's Mission through something called a Zach Pack program. Mm-hmm. And we are so proud because for the last few years, we have been able to make that Zach Pack program really effective in the sense that our Porch tours have done a couple months, 7-8 months worth of Zach Packs, which are necessities through an Amazon wish list, and each of the folks who host are responsible for it. So we're really proud that.
And there's a prize in that. Whoever collects the most gift cards,
do we know
money,
the prize?
That kind of thing. Of course we do, but not.
Yeah, we're not telling you yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll be doing that in June. But in the meantime, this is where we talk about the blog post. Is this one? It was a hard time because we got this picture sent to us from Jamie H, and it was a walker just sitting randomly in a grocery store parking lot.
Do you know Jamie H?
At the end of the parking area. So it's clearly that it was left behind.
On purpose. It was an intentional leave
I
behind.
don't think so. So that's why on this particular blog, we said, I think you forgot something. Yeah, ... And we said, wait, this is probably someone who
that was smart.
Should not be called a Jag. So we just said, hey, you forgot something.
And especially it balances out because we just did some good with Zachary's Mission, so we had to point somebody out. Right. Speaking of pointing out, who is to your left? The adorable child is not who I mean, but if you recognize that adorable child, it is because we had Kemi's Kitchen come on with us to talk Pittsburgh last year. And here we are a year later celebrating strawberry Jell-o pretzel salad. And you guys are back. And we're so happy to have you because you have participated in 4 years. I think you're the only one. I'm pretty sure you're the only one who maybe cookie ice cream. We can't remember if they did 4 years or not. But nonetheless, we are having the strawberry Jell-o pretzel salad standoff for the 4th year in a row. But this year, if you did not purchase your ticket, unfortunately, you cannot attend, except you could come watch the festivities. You just can't taste test.
Yeah. And if anybody has any leftovers, if anybody has any leftovers, we can't guarantee you, but we've only asked folks like the purveyors like Augusta here that we only make 300 because it's coming out of the goodness of your own wallet, right? And so other than the $5, we've started to charge everybody to help cover the cost. But that said, you can still come out because there are vendors. Jens Lids will be there, and
Pittsburgh Warsh.
Yep, Pittsburgh Warsh. So here we are. Anyways, 4th year, and here you are with a new sample. You typically have come with like the more traditional version of it, and now we're celebrating your own version. Right. Tell us a little bit about again, this is, I tell everybody, this is where you say your long answer so we could taste it. Right. Okay.
So I just wanted to try the Rice Krispie treat again from last year. You know me, I like to do my pretzel crust on top so it doesn't get soggy. So it's a strawberry Rice Krispie with a cream cheese frosting and the pretzel crust.
Phenomenal.
You didn't talk long enough.
Sorry. Yeah. It is. I totally forgot it was Rice Krispies last year. And I remembered that you do the opposite. You flip it. So the crust, like you said, is on top. Wow. Any secret ingredient in this? What's the white?
The white is just cream cheese and strawberry, or cream cheese and powdered sugar. But I did use strawberry Nesquik instead of the strawberry powder from last year. So it gives it a little bit more of a creamy.
Wow.
That's it, the creamy.
And when we were getting ready to record, one of these things fell off into my hand, these pretzels, crunchy things, and it was delicious just on its own.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
So I've said this a million times since you've been on with us, You are an expert in anything edible. I'm not just saying that. We have worked together for a bunch of years, but especially, I literally texted you a couple weeks ago because I have a graduation party coming, and I said, wait, do you guys do chicken wings?
Right.
So talk a little bit about, we say Kemi's Kitchen, but it's actually more now. What are we working through?
So in January, we started working with the Smoke and Dawn Bar and Lounge. It's in North for Sales. It's new. The owners are awesome, great people from the area. So we're running the kitchen, me and Dan, and then they do, the bar lounge area parties and stuff like that. So we still do catering and takeout. You just run it through the bar. You come in, pick up or order online, the Smoke and Dawn barandlounge.com. And, it's still us, just under their name.
Yeah. But also, if you need cake pops, I'm shouting you out because you won't do it. I ordered cake pops for my nephew's graduation party 4 years ago. They were the hit of the party. And so keep that in mind because July 19th, I might need them again.
Okay.
And you know when she'll call you?
July 17th. That's not true.
She'll be like, I'm on my way. Are you home?
That part is not true. No, not true at all. So what got you into this and why were you interested in strawberry pretzel?
So my stepmother, she passed away a few years ago. She introduced me to the pretzel salad. When she first made it, I was like, that don't even make no sense. But I tried it and I loved it. So ever since she passed away, I started making it myself and just trying different ways and different things to make it more texture, like pleasant to me.
Sure. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
So ever since then, I love it,
Well, we appreciate that you support it. And who is your charity this year?
Yeah.
This year, I'm partnered with America's Single Mothers. Marcy Perrin, she's a customer of ours that we met a long time ago. She started this organization just to help out single mothers who need help and finding resources and stuff like that, and specifically foster parents. Okay. Because she's a foster parent, and, I guess it's very difficult to get stuff that you need through that program, so she helps find resources and stuff for people.
And the reason why we ask that, in case you haven't been paying attention the last 2.5 months, is because the charity that the winning purveyor of the popular vote gets $1,000.
Right,
Yes, thanks to Mancini's and My Preferred Insurance.
And because I'm chewing with my mouth even. Since you've been there for 4 years, you remember it was $250, then $500, and now we're at $1,000. So next year we don't know where we'll be. So you need to follow
$10,000.
That would be nice.
But and then again, the cool thing is that we appreciate because nobody really understands the fact that all this comes out of your own pocket as far as the ingredients, because there's no standard special. Not everybody uses the same pretzel. Not everybody uses the same Jell-o. Some people don't even use Jell-o. As some people don't use Rice Krispies, but some people do. Hello.
Fantastic.
Yes, it is awesome.
So we appreciate you. Listen, you have to partake next year because it's the 5-year milestone. You've been there since the beginning. Honestly, you have been a joy to work with, and I love the fact that you've used different charities each time. She had a couple years where her charity wasn't helping, and now we have people who are representing and helping out. And we can't wait to see how it goes. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you.
Make sure you check out one more time. What's the website so that they can know where your food is?
The Smoke and Dawn barandlounge.com.
Easy.
Right. In the meantime, we have a little message from our folks at People's Natural Gas. We have the old locator thing going on.
I've not made pierogies in a long time.
Guys, hold on. We don't need all this. Hi, I'm Nick Paradise with People's Natural Gas. We're the proud sponsor of the returning Pittsburgh Pierogi Festival, Saturday, May 17th in Southside Works from noon until 5 p.m. Join us for live music and more than 20 pierogi purveyors. And meantime, you can submit your favorite pierogi recipe to jagoff.com/contact us and be featured in a digital version of Pittsburgh's finest collection of pierogies. So submit them soon, and we'll see you on Saturday, May 17th at the Pittsburgh Pierogi Festival, presented by Peoples.
Mancini's Bakery, 97 years in business and still getting better. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you will see various Pittsburgh personalities like Gretchen McKay, Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes, KDKA's own Mary Hours, and WPXI's Jenna Harner, learning how to make the famous Italian twist bread. Follow Mancini Bakery on Instagram and Facebook, and remember to ask for Mancini's. PittsburghUsedCars.com. With hundreds of used cars across 8 dealerships throughout the city, we provide the greater Pittsburgh area with a premium used car buying experience. Looking for unbeatable pricing on some of the best used cars in Pittsburgh? Visit Pittsburgh Used Cars Clearance Zone today. We're providing out-the-door pricing on all of our clearance zone inventory. PittsburghUsedCars.com.
Late night, Rachel and John, and back to late night, back to vinyl records. We all know that this has been happening all over the place. I know I grew up on vinyl records, and then I'm still waiting for the back to 8 tracks.
No, that is not coming. I swear.
Yes. So, welcome, Jeff.
Thank you.
From
Hellbender Vinyl.
Hellbender. I knew I was going to get it wrong. But so, tell us a little bit. First of all, what got you back into vinyl, or did you never leave vinyl? You never went to the MP3
I never
side.
left vinyl.
Is that right?
Yeah, I came by it honestly. I inherited my parents' record collection. I've got fond memories growing up with the turntable spinning. You know, we got the Beatles, we got the Beach Boys, we've got Elton John, we got all the classics. It did, but as the industry wide, it did go away for a little while.
Okay.
And I saw it firsthand because I'm a record label owner by trade.
Okay.
And so what had happened, so this is the early 2010s, back when vinyl started to become popular again, more and more bands are asking, hey, can we get our record pressed on vinyl? And so I said I would look into it. But, at first, it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that hard to get it made. But, the more people wanted it, the harder it was to get, meaning the longer it was taking, the more expensive it was getting. And, it went from you could get a record made in 2 months to 3 months and 6 months. Then you had to wait a year for your record to get made, and it was getting crazy. So we finally said, I was actually, through my record label, I was meeting with Mayor Bill Peduto's office.
Okay.
And they said, if we could help you do anything in the world, what would you want to do? And I thought it would be really cool if we had a vinyl record pressing plant here in Pittsburgh. And so they helped us out. They introduced me to some people. And, a few years later, here we are. We're in Lawrenceville on Butler Street. And we're churning them out every day.
That's so
Isn't
awesome.
that, to
Yeah.
me, that is so unique because I just always assumed, you do it. And somehow, the music gets on that disc thing and there you go. So what is the actual process for somebody who doesn't know?
Yeah, so the process is you start by you take the physical sound recording and you cut it onto something that's called a lacquer, it's a softer kind of plastic. That's why they call it that. And then they spray that in order to make multiple copies of your record. They'll spray that lacquer with it's kind of a combination of nickel and silver, and they peel that off. And so that allows you can make thousands of copies of a record. And so
is it almost like making a plaster mold?
It's a mold, yeah.
Yeah.
So you create a mold with it.
Okay.
And so, and it's kind of the mechanics of it are almost like a music box, because when you run that groove, next time you play a record, check this out. Just turn the speakers all the way off, but put your ear right next to it. You'll still be able to hear the music playing.
Yes.
Because it's the vibrations. It's not, there's no electronic trick. That's just an amplification of it. But it's still the needle in the grooves makes the sound.
Amazing. Yeah. And so you call it a plant, right?
Yes.
So what does the plant look like? Because when you think about a plant, it's usually like more of a manufacturing feel.
Yes.
Is that what it looks like, or is it more of like office space?
Yeah, no, it's a combination of both for us. It's very much manufacturing, but we also have fun, cool listening rooms, because we have to listen to all our records too to make sure they sound good before they leave the facility. We don't want someone to get a record and say, hey, this doesn't sound so great. I'm never going to call you again. So we listen to every record that we send out the door, and we just take our terms, and make sure everything looks good, sounds good, feels good.
Next week, you'll get next week's podcast on a vinyl record, right?
Why
I
not?
was about to ask. So is it always musicians? Have you gotten people beyond that? Like, could somebody who is doing a seminar or a how-to, could they come have that particular listening thing put on to?
Sure, it can be any audio. It's not restricted to any particular genre of music or any kind of audio. Period. Yeah.
So is it fad that it went away? Because I'm the oldest one, I think, in this room here. And
it's not
I
me.
remember being told that vinyl went away because they were oil products and there was an oil shortage and all this kind of stuff. But is all that folklore, and why did it go away? Was it just a change, but now it's coming back for some reason?
Well, it went away because of CDs, because CDs were thought to be more state-of-the-art, more high-tech. And I think people realize that there's just a warmth to the sound of vinyl that you don't get from either a CD or from a streaming app on your phone. Some people may think that there's more digital clarity, but a lot of people will argue, and I've had audio engineers come back and tell me, hey, I tried to disprove the fact that vinyl sounds better. I thought it was a myth, but they said, no, it's true. Right? It's the real deal.
So it's more like a fashion?
Or a sustainability.
I would argue that it's for people who appreciate a deeper experience with their music. Okay. I would say it's akin to someone who wants to crack open a paperback novel and feel the smell, that musty smell of the pages, as opposed to pulling it up on your laptop or on a Kindle.
Yeah. And have you actually, this is a dorky question, but that's my answer, right? Because I'm a dorky journalist by heart. I still want a newspaper in my hands. I don't want to read a story online, even though I know that's where we're going and I understand the tech piece.
Sure.
Have you actually tried where you go into a listening room and because you're akin to what you hear, to listen to it maybe on an MP3 versus an actual record?
I've done that with multiple records.
Tell me that's a good question.
Yeah, no, I've
thank you.
I've done that with multiple records. One of my favorites is Sgt. Pepper. The first time I listened to Sgt. Pepper on
I hate
vinyl,
the Beatles, and I don't care who gets mad at me. But
John's got my back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was blown away. An original copy too from 1967. Where the mono mix, and I'd heard the record 100 times in my youth, and I thought I knew it front and back. I put that original 1967 copy on. The hair was blown back.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Holy
so, with smokes. In all seriousness, with the common person, would I notice that difference?
Absolutely,
okay.
Yeah. People overuse the word warm, but it's it's warmer. It's a rounder sound. There's more richness to it. That you don't get if you're listening to Spotify all day, unfortunately.
And are you getting an uptick in people who want to do this?
Absolutely, yeah.
Locally and beyond?
And beyond, yeah. Okay. We actually, we customers nationwide. We've even had a couple customers from the United Kingdom. So.
Wow, yeah. That is awesome.
And I would have thought it had some kind of 3D component to it, or a 3D printing kind of component, but no, it's not. It's old-fashioned mold.
Yeah, old school. Yeah,
I love that. I absolutely.
This is awesome. This is so intriguing because when Scott McTaggart, thank you for the connection.
Thanks, Scott.
As we said, like Pittsburgh, 6 degrees of separation, and Scott's a good friend of ours, and he said, you know who you have to have on? And we really thought this was more collection-based until we dug a little deeper and found out. So that is so cool. Where can everybody find out more information?
So they can go to hellbendervinyl.com, or they can find us on social media, whatever their favorite platform is. We're at Hellbender Vinyl.
I think we're making you, Jagoff.
Oh, we're going there. There's a where you at in the making.
All right. So our big important questions are: did you bring us a junk tour by any chance?
We
our
did.
Shameless questions.
I've got some coasters from our record label.
Oh, nice. All right. I love it. Coasters.
Smart.
Dude,
okay.
If you use this, you have to get kicked out. All right.
And real quick, before we go to the question of the day, if people want to do walk-ins to sort of learn and maybe tour, is that an option as well?
Sure. We do prefer people give us a head count just because we do tours weekly on Thursdays, and we like to, but that's the way we know who's coming. It interrupts the flow of the day. People will just walk in off the street.
Hey, we're here.
Tracy, Christmas party. We're going to do karaoke at this place, and we're going to have vinyl records made of them. Michaela, you're in.
And we have an event space. You should come in.
There you go. Yes. Finally, somebody will listen to me.
All right.
Hit them with the question
here's
of the day.
Big question. It's Mother's Day weekend as we're recording this. What was a gift you gave your mother but you really wanted to keep for you? My example is you buy your mom a football when you're a kid. You go, so Mom, are you really going to use that football? Can I use it? Was there ever a gift you gave your mom and you're like, no, I really want to take that back?
I'll split the difference. I think it was really for both of us because she told me she wanted a coffee maker, but we're both coffee fiends.
Oh, there you go.
So we both equally enjoyed it.
Okay, I like it.
That's a really good answer, because who knows? But that is true. As kids, that's what we used to do as well. Such a a pleasure. We could talk to you for
Pleasure's all
hours,
mine.
find out more questions, but this is such a unique thing. Typical
you.
Pittsburgh to find this gem, so make sure you check it out. Lawrenceville, right?
Absolutely. Upper Lawrenceville on Butler Street.
Upper, there you go. Such a pleasure. Thank you so much. And next up, we get to talk to our quarterly guest from Pittsburgh Magazine, the one and only. It's not Caite Miller anymore. We got to find out her last name, so stay with us on your Jagoff Late Night.
KB Plumbing. KB Plumbing. KB Plumbing. Ben! Wow.
What are we doing in here, John?
Ben, I can't get this to go. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know. I need like 22 liters per minute come out of there when I shower.
22 liters per minute?
Yeah.
Well, you got the wrong shower head on for 22 liters per minute.
All right.
So what you want to do is, there's a couple different options. Get rid of this guy. You can get yourself one with a nice one.
Yeah.
You got us stuck in this tight space. That would
Yeah.
definitely work for, a little undercarriage cleaning, if you know what I'm talking about.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, get rid of this, get one of those, and then you should be ready to go.
Oh, man.
Can you watch where you're at next time you call me?
Yeah, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, thanks, pal.
It's John and Rachel, another episode of G-Chat with our friend from the City Paper, Stacey Rounds, and we are doing a little yins or yums of yesteryear with G-Chat. So it looks like we're doing an appetizer, which is right up our alley. What are we having?
So we are making carrot nut balls. As you can see, I just got my fingers into some cream cheese there.
You did that well. Here,
I did that well. I'm just
Okay.
going to throw it on my little towel here and then like wipe my fingers off so I'm not covered in cheese, which...
You're like an
covered in
old
cheese.
Italian bubba or whatever.
I
You're
am
like, here's my towel. What do I
Here's my
need to
towel.
do?
I just need to use that.
Understood.
So this recipe is really special to me, even though it's something so simple and it's just little like appetizers and bites. Like this is really special to me because last year I was looking through some old cookbooks and I was really trying to dig in and find things in Pittsburgh that were really rare. And a rare cookbook that I found that like literally I couldn't find anywhere.
John and Rachel, you Jagoff Late Night with the one, the only, not Kate, Caite, not Miller. What's your new last name?
Hearts.
Because we did not officially congratulate her. We said like, oh, you're married now, but we never really said it. And we even have her as Caite Miller still.
And
there
how
you go.
about the cool thing is we planned this to celebrate because we had Augusta bring you some strawberry Jell-o pretzel salad
Yes.
Rice Krispies. So
Yes,
that's
and they
really
were
all for you.
delicious.
Yes, so we appreciate it. So welcome back.
Thank you.
Example of how we like to work with Pittsburgh Magazine. You guys are so in touch. The cool thing is tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're announcing Pittsburgh's best podcast, right? Is that what we're doing here?
Oh, no, we're not.
Oh, okay.
Shucks.
We still have
That
to
was a
wait
big
for that.
letdown.
We still have to wait for that.
But the good news is on Monday, we always say this. We are, John and I love a good competition or push us to like, oh, we got to do that. You guys are so close to a sellout. There was a little party that used to happen all the time, and you guys
Yes.
brought it back, and it's happening on Monday. Caite, tell us what's going on.
The Best Restaurants Party is officially back. So 5 years.
Is it that long?
It's been 5
Wow.
years since the last Best Restaurants Party. 2019 was our 30th Best Restaurants Party. So this will technically be our 31st Best Restaurants Party.
Wow.
We have moved. We're at Rivers Casino this year.
Love it.
And it's not only the best restaurants, but it'll be wine and spirits as well. So we have combined our spring wine and spirits festival with the Best Restaurants Party.
And gambling.
So smart.
Call 1-800 if you have a gaming problem. Right,
Oh
but
my.
no.
John's giving out disclosures.
No. So tell us a little bit about how that works. People buy a ticket and then they get to taste how many different restaurants?
I don't have the exact number of restaurants or samples yet.
Sure.
But it'll be a sneak peek, a preview of what will be on the best restaurants list that comes out in the June issue. So you kind of get a preview of who's going to be on that list if you come to the party. Plus some Best of the Burgh finalists will be featured in there as well. And then, the spirits that you would normally try at the Wine and Spirits Festival. So
smart to combine
everything.
And we talked about this a little bit last time, but some of your issues, so your January is your February issue, and then March is by itself. March, April, and then May is by itself. So people look forward to like what's happening. Like I know this month it was, oh my gosh, who are the best doctors, right?
Yeah, so we call May, June, and July our blockbuster.
Oh, gotcha.
So May is our top doctors, June is our best restaurants, and July is the best of the Burgh. So those are kind of like our blockbuster issues that people look for. They keep on their coffee table all year. They reference, throughout the year. So the party will just kind of sample.
I'm so glad you clarified that, because when Rachel said we want to talk about your issues, I thought this became a therapy podcast, to be honest with you.
Did John go to school for like bad dad jokes?
No, and it's at the casino, which is super cool because every Yinzer complains about parking. You don't have to worry about that.
Nope, parking's
you can go there. Yeah, and so you just kind of go around and mill around, and it's like if you have an anniversary coming up, you have a wedding coming up, or anything you want catered, this is a great place to just kind of walk around and taste.
Yeah. Yeah, tickets are on sale on PittsburghMagazine.com. There's right on the homepage. You can find a link to buy tickets to the party, but we are pretty close to selling out. So you got to get them quick. So hurry up.
And don't hit us up and ask for hours because we're going. We want to find out about these best restaurants. So is that one of the most exciting? Because Christy, as we know, who comes on regularly as well, does such a good job of, she has to eat her way through everything. Must be a tough job, but
yes.
Essentially 2 of the places that she mentioned to us most recently, we walked past in Bloomfield. It was the Dad's Burgers and Dogs on the corner.
Yes.
And then John, what was the other one? And now I'm forgetting. Another one in Bloomfield. And now I can't remember it. Shucks. But we also walked past Fet Fist because we've never been in there either.
Yeah.
And we thought that was fantastic.
It was G's?
No,
was
G's we knew, yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, Christy does a really good job of explaining that. Is that one of the ones that people most look forward to because we're such a foodie town now?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Best Restaurants issue, I think, goes back like a long time before I was even at the magazine. And so this is like a tradition for the magazine to, select the best restaurants in Pittsburgh. So.
And going back to Rachel's question there, it seems like maybe 30 years ago would have been very hard to find 10 best restaurants, right? Now it has to be very hard to even select 10 out of how many are here.
Last year, I believe it was 25. So I don't know the number this year, but
you're lying. I can see it. You know the number. She just
I can't give away all my secrets.
I know. I understand.
You got to buy the issue. Come to the party.
I get you. Yeah, that's totally understandable.
Now, does this help you? Because we just talked about how we were celebrating you got married. Did this help you? This sort of inside track.
Where was your venue?
My wedding was at Rivers Casino.
Oh,
did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, I mean, there you go. You could come check it out and see what else you can do there. But another event that is near and dear to us is the Women in Business Awards.
Yes.
Now, how are we on that? Because May 20th is going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. So Women in Business Awards will be at the Aviary on May 20th, Tuesday, which is a weird day for us. But, hey, we make it work. But I think we're going to sell out of that one, too. So.
And don't we know somebody who's going to be a part of that?
Oh, yeah. We have someone here who might be
our own
kind of
Rachel Rennebeck
emceeing the event.
MC of that, so which is super cool. And what's that like as far as it's a Women in Business? Tell us how that happens.
So each quarter we have 4 Women in Business honorees, 2 selected by Pittsburgh Magazine, 1 selected by our presenting sponsor S&T Bank, and another by our nonprofit partner. So 4 women, who are leaders in their business, and they're featured in the magazine, and then we host a party to recognize them and for women to just network, a place that's comfortable to, share your business card, connect on Facebook, LinkedIn, things like that. So it just creates like a safe environment for, small business.
Love that. Sorry. That's okay. You could look my way. But anyway, I am exceptionally excited that I get to MC that night. And Kiki, our own Kiki from here, from Odyssey,
Kiki
is the keynote speaker. So I'm really excited for that. And we have some amazing women who we get to pay homage to. And every time it has to get more and more difficult, right?
Oh, my gosh. My list of women is forever growing. And I'm like, how do I select 2?
Yeah.
Each quarter.
That's such a hard.
As a matter of fact, how does somebody get considered? I know Rachel was one of the previous awardees.
Yeah, so there's form online, pittsburghmagazine.com. Again, our Women in Business page. You can nominate somebody there, and those nominations come straight to us, and then we sort through them every quarter and select 2, maybe 4, and then narrow it down and get other staff opinion on them. And
there you go.
Yeah.
That's that. All right. Caite, you are so used to us, and we enjoy you coming each time. I think the next time you come, we'll have even more news because we're doing more and more together with Pittsburgh Magazine. And so make sure you're staying tuned for what that is. But it's a joy to work with you guys as much as it is to have you come on every quarter. So I thought I'd butter you up. Did you bring us a junk drawer gift? I didn't want to be too tacky. Yeah. Okay.
And I always have to theme it with what I talk about. So I brought this crock charm that's a burger.
Oh, very smart. I didn't wear my Crocs. So just pop that in.
Yeah. So if somebody has
my
Crocs,
daughter has them. That is so perfect.
So it's a burger.
I love it. Perfect for this.
Awesome. You might try a burger at the Best Restaurants party.
I mean, we might.
Well done.
100%.
Yeah,
we literally can't wait.
Former Penguin Brian Trottier at the last time we did this.
Oh yeah,
right?
for the whiskey and wine and spirits. Yeah, that's right.
Nice. All right. So the big question is Mother's Day. Have you ever given your mom a gift where you said, "I actually bought that for myself," but you didn't want to say that? You just were waiting for your mom to not use it.
So my mom is very tomboy sports, and I am very not. And so I would always buy purses or necklaces or earrings. I'm like, oh, you don't have your ears pierced?
Oh my gosh, Caite,
that's so sorry.
That was the Rohrich Honda question of the day winner right there.
That was really good. Yes, thank you for giving. See, John, that was good. Yeah, you put that in there with a little Mother's Day theme. So, Caite, for anybody who wants to get tickets last minute to come to the Pittsburgh Magazine, one of the greatest events, where can they go?
PittsburghMagazine.com. You can also check us out on social media. We're on all of them. We've been posting about it like crazy. So
do it. We'll see you there. Next up, our musician who might have something to do with ukuleles. Stay with us, you Jagoff Late Night.
I'm Scott Baker, president and founder of 5 Generation Bakers. You probably know us for our famous Jenny Lee swirl bread. We know Jenny Lee is delicious on its own, but we want to answer this question. How do you swirl with Jenny Lee?
Welcome to People's Clean Hydrogen Pilot Program. Here sits no ordinary container. It's a drop-in unit that transforms natural gas into clean, cost-effective hydrogen that could provide you with affordable, safe, and reliable energy with as few emissions as possible, removing carbon and making a product, not a pollutant. So no, it's no ordinary box. It's a powerful decarbonization tool, and just one of the ways People's is innovating the future of energy.
Hey, it is Rachel from you Jagoff, and this is a completely impromptu Where You At. If you know me, then you know that I am super proximity challenged. Here's what's crazy. I used to come here to what they call Renzi Park in McKeesport for years. It was a tradition to come see my dad perform with Johnny Angel and the Halos right here on this stage. This was it. And there were seas and seas of people in this grass that looked like it was a field bigger than I don't know what. And I'm out here now because my kids play in a hockey league, which again, I've come to for years and years and never put 2 and 2 together. But the coolest part about this Where You At is not the nostalgia that my dad John and Rachel, go ahead.
Yeah.
We have an easy name, thank God.
Right. Oh, no, go ahead. I defer to you. For
Scott Moore?
Yes.
Yeah,
Scott
we
Moore.
don't. This is what John does. Like when we've had a John Smith, he's like, "Can you spell your last name?" That means we forgot the last name, and then it's like Smith. So nice and easy. Scott, did John remember that we met you before?
A little bit.
Thanks
for saving me.
Yes.
I'll be generous.
Yeah.
So we teased it that we saw you last with the ukulele because I'm not just saying this, but one of our favorite performances, kudos to Tracy, was having the ukulele band on. It was fantastic.
Oh, well, thanks. We had a great time, too.
Yeah, we loved
But
it.
here you are by yourself. Does that mean that you have a ukulele with you tonight?
I do not. I have my guitar with me, so I do a little bit of both.
But things are still, since this is a podcast about issues, are there any issues with you and the ukulele band?
No.
Okay. It's just something you do.
It's all peace and love.
Okay. There you go. We love that.
I love it.
So what type of music can we expect to hear from you?
Well, it's just solo acoustic, but it's not the very sensitive, soft finger picking and sort of thing. I'm really influenced a lot by the sort of the early to mid '90s alternative grunge rock. So I kind of do that, but by myself acoustically. So yeah, whenever I play my songs, I'm always thinking of that full band arrangement, but I'm just doing it by myself. So I do the best I can to bring that out.
Are you a Weezer fan?
I love Weezer.
Same.
Yes.
That was a good answer.
They're great.
One of my
They're
absolute
great.
favorites. Yeah. All right, so we get to hear your song, but you are going to be at the Millvale Music Festival coming up.
I will be, yes. Next Saturday, I'm playing at 2:50 p.m. at the Gardens Solo Stage, same place I played last year.
Awesome.
Where does everybody find your music online?
I have a few songs on Spotify. The only tricky thing is there are many Scott Moores on Spotify. So you would have to search that name, and then the icon is a little painting of three fish kind of swimming around in a circle. That would be me. I should have changed my name. I should have had a stage name, I guess. But there, and also you can find some things on my Instagram page at Scott Moore's _music.
Nice.
We love it. Next up, Jeremy and Angie from Discover the Burgh, and then we get to hear the song. Stay with us, you Jagoff Late Night.
Hey everyone, Jeremy and Angie from Discover the Burgh here, and we are bringing you the 4-1 to-dos for the week. You know, a couple weeks ago, Angie and I got to see a really great show at Point Park University's Pittsburgh Playhouse. It's called Ascend, and it's this amazing immersive show. Has different acts about like earth, wind, fire, water, and it kind of feels like one part immersive theater because you're standing in the space, but you also get to see like aerial acrobatics and what else would you say? There were like stilt walkers and dance, interpretive dance and things like that, set to some really amazing music. It goes on at the Playhouse for one more week. So if you want to see an immersive art show that's kind of a little unlike anything that has that I can remember, get tickets for that. It's a whole lot of fun. What else do we got, Angie?
Well, we're excited for this one. It is the return of Pittsburgh Magazine's Best Restaurants Party at Rivers Casino. So this is going on May 12th. And so this is kind of a way to sample a lot of food and bites from all of the restaurants that made the Pittsburgh Magazine's Best Restaurant list. So this hasn't been going on for about 5 years.
Yeah,
so
we went once
exciting.
before, and it was one of the best events in the city for sure. Also, for those who love flowers, Phipps is back with their summer flowers show. Starts this weekend, themed Jungle Quest. And actually, there's another event going on this weekend at Phipps as well, right?
Yes, the May Market. So this is just in time for Mother's Day if you want to pick up some flowers or plants for your favorite mom.
Or I'm just a plant dad. I'm just
yes, or for yourself. So this is taking place on the lawn at Phipps. So dozens and dozens of plant vendors selling all kinds of plants.
And that's on Saturday,
and
right?
that is on Saturday,
yeah.
Yes.
Anything else that's cool?
Yes, if you're looking for yet more Mother's Day gifts, another option could be it's the Mother of All Pottery sales at the Union Project in Highland Park, and so that's also on Saturday. So this features dozens of local ceramic vendors, and so there's going to be some demonstrations as well, and I think maybe even the opportunity to get your hands a little dirty and try out some pottery. So
yeah, Angie's toying on whether we're going or not because I also am a ceramic daddy, so I will just buy all of those too. They are all awesome. And also there's some great restaurant openings this week. Federal Galley's Soca Caribbean Barbecue is actually opening in Ambridge this week, so go up there and check it out. They're going to have some great barbecue. I love that stall in Federal Galley. Rockaway Pizzeria has its long-awaited move from White Oak to Regent Square. Also this weekend, I expect that one's going to be busy. I believe they're doing takeout and walk-ins, but I think they're prioritizing walk-ins, so go get in line there. What else we got? We also have 1930s by Atreus. Atreus in Mount Lebanon closed for a rebrand, and it's back as a new restaurant with new cocktail program, and a lot of great food going on this weekend. That's it for us this week. We're Jeremy and Angie from Discover the Burgh, and next week is our 10-year anniversary of launching our site. So we just want to say thank you. Whether you've been with us for the last 10 years or just hearing us for the first time tonight, we appreciate you. Have a great week.
Hi, I'm Scott Moore, and this is my song, I Missed the Summertime. I missed the summertime and now it's turned to fall. Got a premonition just before you call. Where's the show where the fireworks gonna be? I need adventure, need a place to be me. Who's to say that's not enough? Who'd have said to you? Who's to say that's not enough for you? Expectations, yeah, I've got regrets. Invitations full of haven't yet. Gotta go where the shoreline meets the sea. Give me failure, give me something please, I need. Who's to say that's not enough? Who'd have said to you? Who's to say that's not enough for you? It's the summertime and now it's turned to fall. Got a premonition just before the call. Where's the show where the fireworks gonna be? I need adventure, need a place to be me. Who's to say that's not enough? Who'd have said to you? Who's to say that's not enough for you? Who's to say that's not enough? Who'd have said to you? I need a peace of mind, and yours too.
Dude, awesome.
Thank you.
So we're ready to do backup songs whenever you're ready to have us. Now, a couple of things we didn't do when we were interviewing you earlier is that, first, remind everybody where they find your songs.
You can find my music on Spotify, just look up Scott Moore, and again, there are many
There's a
Scott
lot of
Moores out there.
yes.
So you have to look for a little symbol of 3 little fishies swimming in a circle.
Got it. All right. So did you happen to bring us a junk drawer item?
I did.
Okay.
And gonna reach in here and find him.
Notice we let you sing first.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. His name is Alan. He's very useful and versatile, and and there are a lot of them in my drawer. So
a lot of Scott Moore.
Alan, nice to meet you.
Alan is nice.
There you go.
All right, and our question of the day, Rohrich Honda question of the day is there anything you gave your mom for Mother's Day that would have been really intended for you?
Not exactly, but I know my mother loves plants and flowers, and there have been some that I've bought and brought home and said, "Ooh, this would look nice in our house," but I still gave them to her.
Very nice.
Kind. Make sure you follow all of these amazing guests. Thank you so much to Kemi's Kitchen. Follow them, and sorry if you didn't buy tickets to the strawberry Jell-o pretzel salad standoff.
You're out.
Your issue. But come check it out, and you can see all the festivities anyway tomorrow. Thank you so much to Scott Moore. Follow him. Make sure you check out the Lawrenceville Music Vinyl Place. How cool is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And Caite, thank you so much for coming from Pittsburgh Magazine. Make sure you buy your tickets.
Yeah. In the meantime, thank you to Michaela, thank you to Johnny, and thank you to Tracy. We appreciate everybody.
Have a great weekend. Well, Tracy's booking you guys back for